I think we can all make a few changes towards being more sustainable. I completely understand that being zero waste is difficult for some. I know it is difficult for me, maybe not for others, but in today's world, when we're so fast-paced, slowing down and seeing maybe what small changes we could make a big impact if more people made more small changes. Today, I have 12 frugal and sustainable living ideas for you. But before we get started, if you are new here, my name is Jennifer. I share information on my channel about saving money and living a simple life. I'm also documenting our journey to paying off our mortgage by the year of 2024 and ultimately being financially independent. So if any of that interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I think that frugal living itself is extremely helpful. Being frugal means that when you do go shopping, you're doing so intentionally. I think it's some 50 to 80% of shopping is actually unintentional purchases. So if we were to make sure that our purchases were intentional, we would help out considerably. Frugal people also don't consider shopping a hobby. Now, I know I used to consider shopping a very big hobby. That's what I would spend my Saturday afternoons doing, just going to different shops. But upon pulling into a frugal lifestyle, I changed. I enjoy quality things over quantity of things. I think the first area that we can do this in is gifts. Gifting something to somebody that's consumable or an experience. So that could be something such as, movie tickets back in the day, or concert tickets, or going to a theme park. Or if it's a consumable, something such as, somebody who really needs to relax, some lavender bath bombs. That's going to intentionally make them want to take a bubble bath and relax. Or a candle. That is just something they can sit and enjoy. Something that is consumable, face masks, something they will use versus a tchotchke that they just sit out. I think that it also shows you can be very creative in this. You can go and buy something that's handmade, something that's extra special that maybe you don't go to Marshall's and TJ Maxx and pick something up that they could get there as well, but something that you thought about. And I think it's more meaningful because you actually put thought and love into that gift. The second habit is not buying new books. There are so many used bookstores that are so much fun to go into. And not only that, you can also just go to the library. And a lot of times you can ask your local library if they don't have a book to order it. Most of the time, they actually have the ability to order a set number of new books each month. And unless somebody asks them for books, then it's just basically up to them on what they purchase. With this also, ask around. I'll tell you a story about a neighbor friend of ours. When I went into their house, she's an older lady. She's so sweet. I love her to death. And I went into her house and I saw a Danielle Steele book laying on her coffee table. And I said, hey, is that a good book? Because I used to love reading Danielle Steele books. Well, I don't read them anymore as much, but I loved it. And I thought, this is a book lover. And she said, yeah. Well, apparently she has bought books, so many books over the years and kept all of them. Nicholas Sparks books, all these books. And she offered to lend books to me that I could read. Brand new books she read once. And I would just bring them back to her. So we've been doing this book exchange where I'll bring back a couple of books and she'll give me a couple of new ones. Oh my gosh, how much fun. Just bringing up in small conversation. If you see somebody that loves books, then, talk about it. Exchange books. Do a free exchange with friends if you know somebody who does enjoy reading. I really like this too because, gosh, the book atmosphere is saturated and finding a good book is just sometimes difficult. So if you guys are reading anything that you love right now, please leave it down below. I want to check it out. I know on a Money Article Monday, one of the articles we read discussed was it talked about the shorter workday, and it talked about this book called Deep Work by Cal Newport. And I think a couple of you are reading it now as well. I have read it once. I'm reading it twice. It's one of those that you need to read it twice, or at least the second half of it, to really, you've got the overall view of it. And then to really get into the process, read it again. So I'm reading it twice. I've already extended it a couple of times at the library, but if you have any good books, leave them down below. But if you really want to try to be more frugal and sustainable, not buying new books is the way to go. The third way to be more frugal and sustainable is to share things with friends and family. And what I mean by that is, give you a couple examples. So my favorite stain remover is Dreft, the baby one. It is amazing at getting out stains. I don't have a baby anymore, she's 4, but I still use it on everything. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I found it in a 2-pack, so I just gave the other one to my mother-in-law. Or things like makeup. When I got rid of all of my makeup, I still had some really good, nice, expensive makeup that wasn't bad. My mother loved it. My mother really loves it when I clean out my shoes. She really enjoys that because we are the same size. And then if I clean out clothes that are okay for, or not so old, meaning my niece is, a teenager, then I know that she could possibly wear it and I'll share that with her. But just sharing things with friends and family, going in together and getting something in bulk. So maybe your mom doesn't need 10 things of toilet paper, but you go and you share it, you divide it by how many of the little packs, and they are able to enjoy in that discount. So that's just a way to maybe buy in bulk and not have so much of it, but to share that with somebody else. The fourth one, where I think the percentage is really high, and there's some X amount of pounds that each American wastes every year, but wasting food, making your food stretch further. And you could easily do this with meal planning. Some people do not like meal planning. I completely understand that. But when you have a family and it's more difficult not to meal plan. It's more difficult to just throw things together because not everybody's going to want the same thing every single night. But you know what? If you've got some family favorites, then you can rotate those things. I just think that meal planning is a great way to reduce food waste. You may be craving something else when you go to the store and you're buying things for the next week, but then the next week, that's not what you're craving. Well, sometimes you got to tell your cravings where to go and eat what you have, or what you have already planned, especially if you are on some sort of financial journey or financial goal. So I think this is a way to do it, and I have a great video on an easy 2-step plan to reduce the cost of your groceries and help meal plan that I will link down below. The next one is to air dry your hair. Some people actually, their hair looks beautiful if it's air dried. Mine doesn't. It kind of just goes like this. So it looks really strange. So I let mine air dry till about 85-90% of it is dry. And then I will go in with my hair dryer for, I think it's 90 seconds to 2 minutes is the max amount I will need it. So just letting your hair air dry not only is better for the use of electricity, but it's better for your hair. The sixth one is to reuse your bath towels. Old me, well, younger me, not older me, used to think that I needed a new bath towel every time I got out of the shower. It wasn't until I met my husband and I thought, and my parents didn't get a new towel every time they got out of the shower, so I don't know why I did, but it wasn't until I met my husband and I saw that he wasn't using a new towel every time he took a shower. Well, why do I? I mean, you're clean when you get out, right? I think that here at our house, we wash and change out our towels every 7 days. It's pretty much a rule that we go by, because I mean, the towel's fine, hang it up and it air dries and it's fine. Can you imagine the amount of, sorry mom for all the laundry he had to do, because I take a lot of showers and I thought I needed a new bath towel every time to dry off with. Number 7 can be controversial, but it is eat more plant-based foods. Animal agriculture is not good for the environment, nor is it good for the animals. But there are plenty of videos. I can do a video, an entire video on this. Because a lot of people will tell me, well, you need meat. You have to have meat. I haven't had meat in 18 months. I've never felt better. Now, that's not to say that other people in my household don't eat meat, because they do. And if that's their choice, then that is their choice. But my choice is not to. Even if you just skip meat for 1 day, you could save more water than you would if you took a month's worth of 5-minute showers. Number 8 is don't use makeup wipes. They're not good. Number 1, for your skin. Number 2, obviously they're very wasteful. What they do, what people don't realize, and I use them for years, let me tell you. And then at some point when I was watching one of the many YouTube videos from the makeup artist, I heard this from somebody, I don't remember who. But when you pull, I mean, think about how much pulling you're doing when you're, trying to get the makeup off and you're like this. It's not good for this tender skin under here, and it's just wasteful. So skip the makeup wipes, everybody. Number 9 is to shop locally. Farmers markets are great places, and sometimes you will pay more than if you go to Aldi, but you're going to get local produce. You're going to support local people. There's something different about local produce. It just tastes better. Probably because it doesn't have the stench of a truck that went 5,000 miles to bring it from wherever it was to wherever it is now. But I really enjoy local produce. You can also do this for gifts. Go and support the small shops, especially right now with everything that happened that are trying to survive. Get somebody something unique. Go to an antique store. Go to anything like that. Something small, not just something you could get off of Amazon or TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I mean, those things are what they are. But if you're gonna gift something, I think that shopping locally is an amazing way to do it, because you give to more than one person at that point. Number 10, to celebrate a loved one, plant a tree. Wherever it is, plant a tree. To me, visiting, and this could be different for everybody, but to me, visiting a gravesite does nothing for me. That is not where that person is. That person, to me, that soul is above. It's all around me. My dad is not in his grave. That the body, the vehicle that he was in, yes. But my dad is all around me. If I call on my dad, he is with me, my soul. And if you have a tree and a special place, and some people think graves are a special place to go, and if that's you, that's certainly up to you. But for me, it's not. For me, a tree or something else, some special place that you two had a special bond together, to go and sit and reflect and feel that person, feel the breeze, especially with a tree. You're not only doing something good by, planting a tree, but it's going to grow and grow bigger, and it's going to grow as it grows and your pain eases. I mean, it grows up and your pain eases, right? Pain eases over time. I just think it's a great way to celebrate the life of somebody else. Number 11 is fun. Use paper bags as gift wrap. And so you've probably already used the cartoon paper and newspaper. A lot of people don't get newspapers anymore, but if you go to the store and you get a paper bag, just turn it inside out and use that as gift wrap. If you have kids, especially if you're doing a gift for a grandparent, let them color all over it, put stickers on it. I've even seen where you can just take the little pom-poms you get at the craft store and put them on there. It's just cute. And to me, if I were a grandparent, I would enjoy that more than just some regular wrapping paper, seeing that my grandchild colored onto this paper for my gift. Number 12 can actually open up a large world of change for you. It is to watch your trash can. No, not just like, hey trash can, how you doing? Still sitting there? Smell a little funky? Looking good. Not like that. Look at what you mostly discard. What is it? Is it food containers? Is it paper towels? What is it? And if you can monitor it for over a week and figure out what it is that you waste the most of, then maybe at that point, identify what it is and try to research alternatives. So if it's paper towels, you use so many of them, maybe look into buying rags that you reuse, to wipe off your counter and you throw them in the wash. Or if it is paper plates, well, stop using paper plates and take a little time out of your day to wash a freaking dish. Or if it's food containers, find a store maybe that you can go and use your own containers. There aren't that many near me. I really hope that more of them open up, but that might be an alternative. Watching your trash and seeing where the biggest waste is. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and maybe found a tip or two out of it. Tell me, what do you guys think is a frugal or sustainable tip that you could share with everybody else? Please leave it down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you back for more videos.